What is your name?
My name's Michael Lucas. I'm an attorney at Carter & Lucas here in Pikeville.
So you are a lawyer. Where did you obtain your law degree at?
I went to law school at University of Louisville from 1986 to 1989.
How long have you been practicing?
October 28th will be 26 years.
Do you have any specific certifications?
Lawyers really don't have certifications. You go to law school, you take this little quiz called the bar exam that lasts 2 days, and then under the ethical rules, unlike a doctor who only fixes bones called an orthopedist, although you may limit your practice to only a particular area, we're not allowed to say that we are certified. The only exception to that is people who pass the patent bar, which is a separate bar exam given by the United States Patent Office. And they can state that they are certified as patent lawyers in addition to just being an attorney. At least that's the rules of Kentucky.
What made you want to become a lawyer?
I read To Kill a Mockingbird, and I decided I wanted to be a lawyer.
What inside of To Kill a Mockingbird made you?
Well, To Kill a Mockingbird is the story of a lawyer standing up for someone that was supposed to lose and fighting for him. And while he lost, he was still yet the hero. But the idea of representing someone that needs help, it was what led me to think I would want to be a lawyer.
What cases do you focus on?
The primary type of cases that I do at this time after 26 years is in the field of personal injury, medical malpractice, nursing home, neglect and abuse, automobile wrecks and large truck wrecks. So I pretty well limit my practice at this point to personal injury issues, and have for the last 10 to 12 years.
So would you say those are the cases that you prefer to do?
Yes, that's the type of work I prefer to do at this point in time. Over the 26 years, I've done everything from a divorce, did probate work and still do probate work, did a lot of criminal work, was an assistant Commonwealth attorney, assistant county attorney here in Pike County, so I've prosecuted criminals as well as I've defended criminals, folks charged with crimes, so I've done a little bit of all of it. Did workers' compensation until they dried that system up to where no one could come out, and now we basically do personal injury only.
How has law changed since you first started practicing?
The law changes every day. That's the reason it's called a practice. It's because the law does change every day. The way we make laws in this country is our legislature, and if we just think of the state level and ignore the federal level, our state legislature meets once a year. They pass laws, they change laws, so we have to keep up with that. Then the courts decide and set certain laws and interpret statutes. They decide cases every day, so we have to keep up with those. So in the big picture, it changes every day and every minute. I can give you some examples. For example, in Kentucky, we did not have a family court whenever I started practicing 26 years ago. Divorces were heard by your circuit judges. There was not a family court judge. Mediations were not mandatory. They have been for the last 10 or 12 years. So there's two ways that our system has made major changes in the 26 years that I've been practicing. The buildings have changed. I'm on my third courthouse in Pikeville now. So it's always changing, both physically, logistically, and the law itself.
How do you think technology has influenced law?
Technology has been a major influence on the law. For the last 10 years or so, when we file a pleading, a piece of paper in a court, in a case that we're in federal court, we do that electronically and have for about 10 years. And while it's not mandatory here in Kentucky in the state court system, we're now actually having to start doing that as well. And in the next 2 or 3 years, it will become mandatory. Instead of having boxes and reams of paper, now we get that stuff in an electronic format. So instead of reading a piece of paper on a legal pad, more often than not now I'm reading a PDF. So just like everything else, technology has impacted it, and it's impacted the practice of law tremendously.
Whenever you look back, do you ever wish you had done another profession?
I think anyone, if they're truthful, would say at some point in their life they would have thought, I wish I'd done something else. But I've always been proud that I was an attorney, and it's a profession I have enjoyed and hope to in the future.
Okay. Thank you for the interview.
You're welcome.